Welcome to the Founder's Code, where we decode the stories of the world's most influential entrepreneurs. Today, we're diving into the incredible journey of a man who turned a mountain of rejections into a global empire. This is the story of Jack Ma. Imagine a young man, not particularly gifted in academics, struggling to find his place. He fails his college entrance exam not once, but twice. He dreams of a better life, but every door seems to slam shut in his face. This was the reality for a young Jack Ma. After finally graduating, the rejections didn't stop. In fact, they multiplied. He applied for over 30 different jobs and was turned down by every single one. Can you believe it? He even applied to be a manager at KFC. 24 people applied, 23 were hired. He was the only one rejected. It's a headline that's almost hard to believe, but it's a crucial part of his story. Picture him, walking from one interview to the next, filled with hope, only to be met with disappointment time and time again. It felt like a world of closed doors, each one a stark reminder of what he was told he couldn't be. These weren't just setbacks, they were brutal lessons in perseverance. For many, this would have been the end of the road. But for Jack, it was just the beginning of his true calling. Before he ever typed a line of code, Jack Ma was an English teacher. In a classroom, he found his voice, sharing his passion and knowledge. These humble beginnings were where he honed his skills as a communicator and a leader, earning just $12 a month. It was far from the world of tech billionaires, but it was a critical chapter. It was during a trip to the United States in 1995 that he first encountered the internet. He searched for beer online and noticed no Chinese options, an exciting opportunity. His first ventures into the internet were anything but smooth sailing. He started a company called China Pages, one of the very first internet businesses in the country. It was a struggle. The technology was clunky, the market wasn't ready, and the venture ultimately failed. But failure, for Jack, was never the final word. It was just a data point, a lesson learned on the path to something bigger. He was laying the groundwork, brick by painful brick, for what was to come. And then came the moment that would change everything. In 1999, Jack gathered 17 of his friends and students in his small, cramped apartment. The air was thick with excitement and uncertainty. He didn't offer them high salaries or fancy offices. Instead, he sold them a dream, a vision of a future where small businesses could compete on a global scale, powered by the internet. This was the birthplace of Alibaba. From that tiny apartment, they embarked on a mission. Their goal was audacious: to build an e-commerce platform that would connect Chinese manufacturers with buyers from all over the world. But a dream doesn't pay the bills. The early years were a brutal test of survival. They were burning through cash, and profitability seemed like a distant mirage. Imagine Jack standing in front of skeptical investors in Silicon Valley. They saw a small, skinny man with big, seemingly impossible ideas. They couldn't understand his business model. He was told, repeatedly, that his idea would never work. He was pitching a vision for a future that few could see, trying to secure funding for a company that was teetering on the edge of collapse. He was rejected by venture capitalists dozens of times. The growth charts from those early years weren't a smooth upward curve. They were a volatile, anxiety-inducing roller coaster of peaks and troughs. But what they had was something more valuable than money: unbreakable team spirit. The apartment wasn't just an office. It was a home, a war room, and a sanctuary. We're talking about long nights fueled by instant noodles and sheer determination. A team of believers, coding, planning, and dreaming together, all huddled around a shared belief in Jack's vision. They weren't just employees. They were co-founders of a revolution, united by a bond forged in the fires of adversity. Through it all, Jack was their North Star. He may not have been the best coder, but he was a master motivator. His speeches to his team are now legendary. He wasn't just building a company, he was building a culture. He instilled in them a relentless focus on the customer and an unwavering belief that they could out-innovate and outwork anyone. He made them believe that small is beautiful, and that their purpose was to empower the little guy. And then, slowly but surely, the tide began to turn. Alibaba wasn't just a Chinese company anymore. It started to break barriers, expanding its reach across the globe. The small startup born in an apartment was becoming a household name. It was a testament to their persistence. They had weathered the dot-com bubble burst and had come out stronger, leaner, and more determined than ever. The world was starting to take notice. Suddenly, the rejections were replaced with recognition. Awards, glowing media coverage, and invitations to speak at the world's most prestigious forums. Jack Ma, the man who couldn't get a job at KFC, was now sharing the stage with presidents and CEOs. Alibaba's impact was undeniable, transforming not just e-commerce, but entire economies, creating millions of jobs and empowering a generation of entrepreneurs. When you look at Jack Ma today, you see a man who embodies the power of perseverance. You see the smile of someone who faced down countless no's to build his own yes. His journey is a powerful montage of resilience, a story of walking confidently through doors he was once told were permanently locked. He proved that your past failures do not define your future success. His story is a reminder that behind every great success is a tale of struggle, doubt, and an iron will to never give up. It's like a sunrise after a long, dark night. The closed doors of the past have been replaced by a single, wide-open door, representing the limitless possibilities that await anyone who dares to dream and refuses to quit. Jack Ma didn't just build a company. He built a legacy of hope. If this story inspired you, please hit that like button, subscribe to our channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next episode. Let us know in the comments which founder's story you'd like us to explore next. Until then, keep decoding.